Hey everyone, this is our game City Swerving. It's a game where you control a car making its way through a busy rush hour in the GTA. You must guide this car by consistently swerving and drifting through oncoming obstacles such as busy traffic, construction sites, and gaps in the road. The gameplay will progressively become more and more difficult over time. Luckily, there are several power-ups that can help you navigate the obstacle course. You do this to reach the highest score possible using your insane driving abilities to crush your competition on your daily commute.
Features for this milestone are aimed to implement were as follows. Movement and obstacles. For movement, we have perfected the directional shift we set out to create with it. The directional shift is the basic movement for the game. Using the W and S keys, you can swerve up and down the route as you go, and the car maintains its swerve as you go and puts resistance against you when you attempt to swerve the other way. The car will also autocorrect towards facing the middle when inputs are not being inputted after a certain period of time, or whether or not the player smashes into the wall at a certain speed. Another one of our major movement mechanics is the wall bounce, which is, as I stated before. With the wall bounce, the player can steer their car into the wall in order to get a big boost of speed at maximum velocity, immediately changing their direction, the opposite direction of what they're facing. Another prominent mechanic where we have implemented is braking. For braking, the player simply only has to press and hold left click, and it will slow down the car temporarily and move back onto the bit in the road, giving players a more controllable state for the car that allows them to kind of plan and time out their moves.
Our next milestone feature is obstacles. There are several types of obstacles present in the game, both static and mobile. The main obstacles on the road are other cars heading the same way as the player, as well as heading against the player. Other obstacles present on the course are missing patches of road, pothole, construction zones, and pedestrian walking across the road. All of these obstacles are in a near shippable state within the game.
Our design choices for the game are very intentional. The current state of the game is based heavily on earlier playtests and sprints alongside several of our user stories. A lot of our early sprint prototypes were based around an office chair themed racing game with a focus on movement and unconventional controls. Unfortunately, these builds weren't as well received as we had hoped, but we learned a lot of important lessons with these builds in order to make games with unique control schemes. We want to make games with unique control schemes as our team wants to make memorable experiences that stick with players, as per our team charter. From these builds, we eventually came up with the idea of an endless runner set within the Greater Toronto area. For this game, we still wanted to focus on movement, but use the user stories we had gained from previous builds in order to make a more refined experience. This was done by making the controls more digestible and controllable to make the player feel more in the driving seat, pun intended. Yet we still wanted to keep them very unconventional to the norm. We continued to evolve this process in order to make the game into the state it is today.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed taking a good look into our process and systems involved with creating City Swerving. We can't wait to see you out on the roads, swerving and turning your way through the rigors of every day.